today's special session on trading the curve, commodities and electricity futures. We have the pleasure of having Mr. Mayank Parekh, who's the Senior Manager of Intermediary Relationships from the National Stock Exchange, or the NSE. So he has a degree in Management and Finance from Janalal Bajaj, Mumbai, and has extensive experience of over 19 years in capital and derivatives markets, and presently serving the NSE since October 2024 in business development and relationships. And today, we're excited to tap into his expertise and unpack its relevance for Indian traders and how the NSE is driving innovation in the derivative markets. So over to you, Mr. Mayank.
Yeah, thank you. And thanks everyone for this wonderful opportunity and for joining us today. So today we have many key learning areas and very key benefit areas to know today. So today I will take you through, let me share with you few of the points, which are the beneficial points which I would like to take you through. So be with us till the end, and we would be having a exciting Q&A also. So it would be like the flow would be like we would be talking about the recent development in National Stock Exchange in commodities areas. So what all offerings which have, how the traders can take the benefit of it, what all benefits are there for the traders as well as positional players to participate in this. It's not only through crude oil options, but also through the electricity futures, which I would like to take you through. Yes, I hope my voice is audible. Can somebody?
Yeah, I think the network is a little off, but it sounds all right.
Hello, I hope my voice is audible. Can somebody confirm?
Yes, we can hear you, Mr. Mayank.
Yes, yes. Sorry for the disturbance
No
came
problem.
in between. Yeah.
So I'm going to keep it a little
So
bit engaging
today
today.
we are taking. Yeah.
So I'm going to keep it a little engaging, and I'm going to do a couple of questions regarding the crude oil options and the electricity futures. And so I'll ask you a couple of questions, and then we can get in from there, and then you can give an
Sure.
explanation thereafter. So if you
Sure.
could tell us a little bit about the crude oil options that are on the NSE and give
Okay.
us an understanding of how it would
Mhm.
work for investors and traders.
Sure. So it's been a 2 years journey now. The crude oil options has started with the NSE platform. And earlier we used to have less than a 2%, 2.5% of the market share. But I'm very happy to share with you that since past few months we have been uh, having the market share of 10% plus, and traders are taking advantage of it. As by nature, crude oil is the cash settled product. By nature, we do not have the physical delivery of it, so traders can take easily. They can tap the opportunity into it. So when it comes to options, we have the non-linear opportunities. In the linear opportunity, we talk about the future of the crude oil, where we have only long side or short sides of it. But in options, we have multiple opportunity. You have long, short, you have different kind of spread opportunities. You can do the strategies. Once you grab the trend, so trend becomes your friend, and you can participate it accordingly. So we are taking you through today few of the strategies also, which can be helpful to you to plan your trading journey. Yes.
Okay. So what is the contract size for crude oil options on the NSE?
Sure. So it's a 100 ka lot. So we have a mega, and in multiple of 100 only.
Okay.
As you have seen that in the crude oil options, once you participated through the lot size of 100, so it sounds like a bigger lot, but at every one tick, you have the opportunity of 100 rupees. Like, although you have the break even points at a very minimal cost. So I will come to that cost part also. So the lot size is 100.
Okay. And if you could
Yeah.
explain what are the strike price intervals available for crude oil options?
Sure. So if I take the example presently, if you focus on the 5200 strikes, no, which are close to underlying future is trading near 516070. If I take the example of 5200, so in multiple of hundreds like 53, 54, 55, 5600 call side if you can track, and simultaneously 100 strikes below the 5200 you can track. We are just two click away at the NSE website homepage. We are just two click away to the NSE crude oil option chain. It's very easy to track the option chain. It's very handy also. You can track it through mobile also. If you click it like on NSE website homepage, just left hand side top corner, you have to click on option chain. And again, at the second click on commodities, you will see the page which is coming in front of you that comes as a क्रूड ऑयल ऑप्शन चेन. ये ट्रैक करना भी काफी आसान है. आप देख सकते हैं मैक्सिमम ओपन इंटरेस्ट कौन सी स्ट्राइक पे है, उस मुताबिक आप आपकी ट्रेडिंग जर्नी भी प्लान कर सकते हैं.
Okay.
Yes.
So, how is the premium for crude oil options actually calculated on the NSE?
So, these are so premium is based on the different Greeks calculation. But the one thing which I would like to share with you, vis-a-vis other exchange, if you see the premium price of the 7th January expiry is just day after tomorrow in NSE crude oil options, whereas in other exchange it's on 14th. I will share you why.
Okay.
Ideally, earlier it used to have the expiry of 2 days prior to the future, but with the recent circular which has passed by the NSE, we have come up with the 7 days prior the expiry. So here the client would get the opportunity to participate 1 week, 7 days before, and they can participate with the lower premium because the Greeks are involved, based on the which the premium is being decided.
Okay. All right. And are these crude oil options on the NSE, are they European style or American style? And what does that actually mean for retail traders?
Okay. So these are the crude is here the based on the West Texas Intermediate. It's a WTI crude. So the major factors which affects the traders those the traders who wish to track the all the factors which affects the crude oil prices, they can track the all the inventory data which are coming on Wednesday night around 8 p.m.
Okay.
सो ये डेटा को ट्रैक करके यहाँ पर उनको व्यू आ सकता है कि लाइक व्हाट ऑल हाउ मच द इन्वेंट एनी न्यूज रिलेटेड टू ओपेक टू like what important areas they need to focus on, and what all areas they see the supply coming in, how much demands are there in front of the OPEC. Data also affects the prices of the crude. Any geopolitical updates which are coming in, as the recent example of US and Venezuela, if you can see the impact has come today. In the morning itself the crude price has started going down, but again now it has started recovering. So in the intraday itself the traders have got multiple opportunities to participate it through. So factors are many but the traders are getting ample opportunities.
Okay.
Yes.
So going with what you just mentioned about the news also, so how does implied volatility typically behave in options around the expiry or these major global events?
Okay. Can you come up with the question again?
I said like similar to what you just said about the news about USA and Venezuela. How does this implied volatility typically behave in crude oil options around expiry days or major global events?
Okay. So ideally, the factors which affect the price of the crude option, no, it ideally follows the underlying price. And any news which comes globally, no, the price factor in it keeps factoring the impact of the global news. So आइडियली जो बेंचमार्क में वॉलेटिलिटी आती है उस बेसिस पे ग्रिक्स पूरा सेट है. ग्रिक्स के बेसिस पे पूरा कैलकुलेशन होता है. सो आईवीज भी टेकन केयर होता है उसी में. सो आइडियली आप देखोगे तो उसकी जो प्राइस की इम्पैक्ट है बहुत ही रेंज में रहती है. इट्स हार्डली 1 to 1.5%. समटाइम इट गोज अप टू 2 to 3%. सो इट गिव्स to the traders to decide their trading journey, what the view they opportunity. So it's all these being taken care through the Greeks. Yeah.
Okay. So what is the expiry date for crude oil options on the NSE that you mentioned? And why is it different from other
Sure.
exchanges?
Yes. So based on the members and overall market feedback, earlier we were having the today we have the common expiry of for the future. Future will going to expire on the same day, but the expiry which we used to have earlier was 2 days prior to the future uh, crude oil options expiry was 2 days prior to the future. Now it has got shifted 7 days prior to the future. This was based on the feedback which we have received from the members itself. By changing this expiry, you are getting the lesser premium also. Why lesser premium? Because it is getting expired 1 week prior, so all the Greeks are being set accordingly. If you compare the premium vis-a-vis other exchange, you will see the difference in the prices. So why it has got changed? It is based on the demand, and this gives the opportunity for members as well as our traders to get the attention of our client, that they have the another. See, in the first week we were not having any expiry of any other commodity. If you see from the middle of the month till end of the month, we are having all the different commodities as getting expired. So we have shifted our this thing to the first week based on the market feedback. Yes.
Okay. So what's the settlement process for crude oil options on the NSE?
Yeah. So settlement process remains the same as it used to have the earlier. So it is based on the almost the the process which we were following earlier for the based on the underlying price and the settlement underlying price of the overall Greeks and the VWAP mechanism which we used to follow it earlier. It is the same for this expiry also.
Okay. And in case there's an automatic exercise, are there any margin implications involved?
So can you come again? Yes.
Is there an automatic exercise and are there any margin implications involved?
No, if I'm understanding it, your question, if they have given the instruction to do not exercise things, then I believe they are getting the opportunity to square it off their position as far as the instruction is given timely.
Okay. And what happens if a crude oil option expires in the money?
Yeah. So ideally it creates the position into the future. It creates, but we do suggest that to take the due diligence for the same and to square it off well before the time.
Okay.
So they do not have any physical delivery kind of things. They have this is the cash settled, so it creates into the future. The position creates into the future. Yeah.
And are the crude oil options on the NSE, are they more suitable for hedging or trading? And what kind of retail traders do you think should use them?
May I request you to please repeat the question? Sorry.
Are the crude oil options on the NSE, are they more suitable for hedging or trading? And what kind of retail traders should be able to trade in them?
Sure. Very good question. So it's purely depend on the trend. See, it's applicable. The crude oil options are beneficial and useful for all the instrumental traders. See, the traders who are having the trendical view, the one-way view, they can easily participate for buy or sell. When I say about the trend view, it is either clear long side or short side. But by nature, if you observe the crude chart positionally, it's a more of by nature it's more of range bound, except for the few exceptional situation when the geopolitical news arises. So if we participated through due diligence, like through the stop losses, by following the stop losses mechanism, so all kind of participant can participate in the crude, be it positional player, be it hardcore traders, trendical traders, or be it those who want to hedge it, do the hedging strategies. They can also participate vis-a-vis future, as we have our future active. So it's useful for all. I
Okay.
will take some of the example of the strategy which are most common and successful strategy which we uh, got as a feedback that the people are getting participated through this kind of strategy, and these are the beneficial one. So it's that we will discuss it. Yeah, tell me next question.
All right. If you could
Jeff,
just introduce
just a
us to
minute,
the.
Jeff. I'm sorry
Yeah.
to interrupt. I think Mayank also has a presentation. So I think if we can run us through the presentation,
Yeah.
most of the queries or questions which are there of your clients would get uh, addressed, and then we can take further questions if they are there at the fag end of the presentation.
All right.
Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah. Okay. Shall I run it through presentation? I think yes, the majority of the questions, if in case if anything left out, we will take it at the end.
All right.
Shall I run it through presentation?
Yes. No problem.
Sure. Next slide, please. So, yeah, next slide, please. So today I would like to share you in NSE commodities. Earlier we used to have only one commodity, which in terms of in terms of participation, if I can say the liquidity and the focused, we used to have the one commodity which was the crude oil options. Now we have the electricity futures also, and we are expecting few more products getting added in our bucket very soon. It would be a very exciting product. That's why we want each of your attention to have it on the NSE commodities. So you will have it more products in our bucket. So in the crude oil journey which we have passed through the 2 years, so यहाँ पर मुझे आपको शेयर करना है कि ओवरऑल पार्टिसिपेशन जो है, earlier we used to have 2 to 2.5% of the market share. Now it has goes about 10% with each of your support, and there won't be a surprising thing that it would again increase gradually as all the new participants are coming in, because by nature it's a cash settled product, and foreign portfolio investors, they are participating it through cash settled, and few of the new FPIs also entered into the crude oil options to participate. And you can see that what all factors, any news related to transportation industry, lubricant, petrochemical, industrial power, glass or tire related industries, any data related to crude inventory. So every Wednesday, हर बुधवार को रात को 8 बजे अराउंड ये डेटा रिफ्लेक्ट होता है, ग्लोबल डेटा आता है ये क्रूड ऑयल के ऊपर. सो कहीं पर डिमांड के सामने इन्वेंटरी सप्लाई, जैसे हमने देखा कि लास्ट वीकेंड में ओपेक के डेटा के मुताबिक सप्लाई काफी बढ़ते जा रहा है, बट सामने डिमांड उतनी नहीं थी करके स्लाइटली इम्पैक्ट क्रूड ऑयल के प्राइसेस के फ्यूचर के प्राइसेस पर आई, और स्लाइटली क्रूड ऑयल नीचे जाता हुआ दिखाई दिया. सेम वे जब कभी इन्वेंटरी का डेटा कभी बढ़ के आता है कि इन्वेंटरी ज़्यादा है, सामने डिमांड क्रंच है, तो अगेन इट गिव्स प्रेशर टू द क्रूड ऑयल अंडरलाइंग प्राइसेस. इन्वेंटरी कम है, सामने डिमांड इंटैक्ट है, तो क्रूड ऑयल प्राइसेस शूट अप होता है. कभी कुछ ऐसी खबरें आती है जब यूएस has attacked to the Venezuela, as Venezuela is one of the biggest having the reserve of the crude oil prices, though the biggest exporter is the Arabian nation, but the biggest reserve wise, if we can see the Venezuela, although the Venezuela का India का dependency Venezuela पे is very minimal, but such kind of news also impacts the overall pricing. So any such kind of news, any news related to the US economy, interest rate changes, inflationary situation, recessionary situation, all these are the key factors which affects directly or indirectly to the crude prices. सो एज वी हैव डिस्कस्ड कि ऑप्शंस जो है वो नॉन लीनियर है, वो सिर्फ तेजी और मंदी की ही अपॉर्चुनिटी नहीं देता. जैसे सर ने बताया कि यहाँ पर ट्रेडर को जो है वो कहीं सारी रेंज बाउंड स्ट्रेटेजी, हेजिंग स्ट्रेटेजी, स्प्रेड स्ट्रेटेजीज काइंड ऑफ अपॉर्चुनिटीज भी देता है, जिसमें से कुछ स्ट्रेटेजीज हम आज हम डिस्कस भी करेंगे. नेक्स्ट स्लाइड प्लीज. Yes. So few key benefits I would quickly take you through. The number one is we have the robust technology, very resilient technology, as you are already experiencing it through equity derivative of our platform, and we would like you to experience it through NSE commodities too. And we have the biggest benefit of uh, cost here, as if we see, I'll take you that cost wala part later on, as that slide is also coming in, before which I would take you through the one of the benefit of margin fungibility. And what is this margin fungibility? If your money remains idle after 3:30, once the equity market gets over, equity derivative market gets over, your money, your clear credit, which are available in your account after 3:30, you can utilize it into the NSE commodity. Also, in the case of Nifty or Bank Nifty, future positions get squared off on the day and your money gets free from those positions, that also you can utilize into the NSE commodities. So these are the example of the margin fungibility. You can utilize those money into the yes. All other factors like the 50-50 concept, or say the compliance part, risk part remains the same like you have in the equity derivative, similar in the NSE commodities. But yes, we do not have any kind of margin hedging benefit over here. Okay, so this is the word I'm using, fungibility. your जो क्लियर क्रेडिट जो है आपका, वही आप यहाँ पर इस्तेमाल कर पाओगे। बट आपका पैसा जो है वो सिर्फ 3:30 तक ही नहीं, आप 3:30 के बाद भी इस्तेमाल कर पाओगे। रात को 11:55 तक ये मार्केट चलता है, आप 11:55 तक सौदा स्क्वायर ऑफ करते हैं, दूसरे दिन इमीडिएटली ये पैसा आपका इक्विटी डेरिवेटिव में इस्तेमाल होता है, अगेन आप कमोडिटी में भी इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं। सो आई विल कम नाउ टू द नेक्स्ट बेनिफिट ऑफ द कॉस्ट। मे आई रिक्वेस्ट यू टू चेंज द स्लाइड प्लीज। Yes, so here we have discussed about the timing. After 3:30 you can have this market of almost 15 hours. This market gives you the opportunity. It's not only up to the crude oil options, it's also about electricity future and other few exciting products which we are coming up with. Next slide, please. So I would like to highlight you about the cost part. What our traders are actually having the biggest benefit to participate through the, please have a look at this slide. So let me simplify in one lot way. So if the retail trader participated through one lot, I'm just taking the example of one lot presently, is the size of 100. Once the buyer, person A, who buys the one lot and sells it, एक लॉट जो 100 का है उसने बाई किया और सेल किया, सो टोटल एक्सपेंस जो ओवरऑल रेगुलेटरी चार्जेस जो उसमें आते हैं, सो टोटल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट नोट चार्जेस जो इसमें आते हैं इंक्लूडिंग टैक्सेस, सो इट गोज अप टू 9.5 rupees at NSE commodities. So if I round it up to 10 rupees and divide by 100, it gives you the 10 पैसा break even point. I am repeating, यहाँ पर मैं यदि 100 का एक लॉट बाय और सेल करता हूँ, 100 का एक लॉट यदि ट्रेडर बाय और सेल करता है, तो टोटल एक्सपेंस अदर देन ब्रोकरेज, दिस इज द कॉन्ट्रैक्ट नोट चार्जेस विच आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट, it comes to 9.5 rupees. I'm round it up to 10 rupees, divide by 100, I'm doing it. So जो 10 पैसा आता है वो ब्रेक इवन पॉइंट की स्थिति बनती है एक ट्रेडर के लिए एक लॉट के पीछे। यही अदर एक्सचेंज में जो है इट गोज अप टू 27 to 30 rupees. So 30 paisa becomes the break even point at other exchange. So here the trader is having clear benefit of the cost over here. So 10 paisa he gets into the break even situation. Again, I am repeating, this is the total expenses, or I can say the total contract note charges including taxes without the brokerage. So 10 paisa is the break even point in NSE commodities, whereas in other exchange it goes close to 30 paisa. So you have the benefit of cost over here. Here if my premium turnover, overall trader का जो premium turnover है वो overall 1 CR तक जो जाता है, उस पर जो मेरी costing है वो hardly 118 rupees, 100 rupees plus GST है, vis-a-vis other exchange में it goes up to 4,830, close to 4,800, 830 it goes. So here also client is having almost biggest 1/40th benefit into the participating it through NSE commodities. Next slide, please. Yes, this example I have just explained. So the total cost comes to 4,933 per crore, including GST at the other exchange, whereas in NSE commodity is 118 rupees, including GST. Yes. In future, you have the cost benefit of 12 rupees per crore, whereas in 248 per crore in other exchange. Yes. Next slide, please. Yes. So this is the journey which you can see overall 245 plus members, including FYERS, have associated with us, have started experiencing the journey of crude oil options. And based on their support, our market share has gone up from 2.5 to 3% to almost 10% plus now, and more to achieve. We have almost 3,400 plus authorized business partner who have associated with us in NSE Commodities. We have almost more than 200, 250 plus locations where the full-fledged overall, yes, cities which are active, and many more new FPIs, like almost about 85 plus FPIs have already enrolled, and they are participating with us. Next slide, please. Yes, so this is what the overall average uh, almost participation, daily open interest, you can see how it is going up. The overall NSE crude oil options average daily open interest context data for your reference. Yes. Next slide, please. Yes. So this is what the revision which has taken place recently. Yeah. So which we have discussed. The crude oil expiry options expiry is 7 days prior to the future. So day after tomorrow would request and urge each of you to have a look at the crude oil options participation, as it has already, you can see that today we have already crossed almost a contract size of almost 1 lakh contracts we have already crossed, uh, overall number of lot wise, if I can say. And the market share I've discussed with you already. And this, the day after tomorrow, you have the opportunity of options expiring, crude oil options expiring on the 7th. Yes. Next slide, please. Yeah, this we have discussed that we get the inventory data on every Wednesday, and the reference rate which the crude oil follows is the Chicago. Yeah, it's a CME reference rate. This is the on an average intraday volatility which has shown 1.14. This is the average volatility. This volatility sometime it remains lesser also, and sometime it goes above 1% also. Likewise, today if you can see the volatility is good, which gives the ample opportunity to the traders. Next slide, please. Yes. So one thing we discussed about what all benefits our trader has. The benefit of margin fungibility we discussed, the benefit of change of expiry we discussed, the benefit of cost we discussed, and the resilient platform benefit we discussed. See, now we are discussing about the strategy. What all strategy one can look at. If any trader would like to long the position, they can ideally in normal scenario they long the position it through by buying a long future or merely buying a call option. But here through synthetic options we have strategy of doing long by creating by buying a call option and simultaneously selling the put option of the same strike. So if the trader A buys the call option and simultaneously sells the put option of the same strikes, with this they can do the long position synthetically, means through options. And for going short, there are scenario where the client goes shorting the future position, but through options they can short in this way by selling by through through short future. The short future is being created by buying a put options and simultaneously selling a call option of the same strike. Why to do so? If you see the difference, if you see there is no major difference of PNL. If you see the PNL of the person B who does the naked buying of future and naked selling of future, if you compare it with this scenario of the long option and short options wala, this synthetic scenario, the P&L comes almost the same. So this is one of the way by which our traders can also participate it through synthetic options for going long or going short based on their view. Next slide, please. Yeah, these are a few questions which I would like to go through it, and if anyone has any clue about the answers, they can share it in a chat box, and I will take I will give you the answers in the next slide only. So may I get some answer in the chat for this question? If any of you can just write the answer of fifth, answer of fourth, or something. Okay, so let me answer you. Yes. So what's the market share of the NSE commodities in crude oil options? So as we discussed, it has crossed 10%. What are the total number of members? Yes, it has crossed to 45. Total authorized persons trading now enrolled with NSE commodity has crossed 3400 marks, and overall recent highest contract traded in crude oil option was 10 lakh 5000 lots. Yes. Can FPI? Yes, FPI can participate as it's a cash settled product. Yes. Next slide, please. Yes. Can we name any top 3 importing nation of crude oil? So let me take you through its answers quickly, as we have few more things to discuss. Yes. So let me answer. Yes. So the name of 3 importing nations of crude oil. So here we can remember ICU. I stands for India, C stands for China, U stands for United States. These are the 3 major importing nation of the crude oil. What are the events that can impact the crude oil global prices, which we discussed? The inventory data, OPEC data, geopolitical data, all these are the events which can impact the global prices. Till what time you can trade? It's a 15-hour trading you have since 9 a.m. till 11:55 p.m. Which reference rate, CME reference rate, which are the top Indian companies whose raw material is crude oil prices? It's very easy. Hindustan Petroleum, Bharat Petroleum, IOC, Reliance, all these are the top Indian companies whose raw material is crude oil. Yes. Next slide, please. Yes. So till now we have discussed about the product which we had it since past 2 years, and you have seen the market share is going up. The people are eagerly taking interest, and now the crude oil's expiry has also got changed to 7 days prior to the future. It has again created a ample opportunity to the traders. Now we are talking about the another product which we have is electricity future. So the contract size of the electricity future is 50 lot. It's a 50 lot megawatt hour. So we have the future only. We do not have options in electricity. So it has got launched based on the demand, on the basis of all the manufacturing companies who have the major consumption of electricity. They do not had the any mechanism of hedging. So the requirement of electricity future has come now, and it has got launched in the month of July 2025. It's a lot size of 50. You can see the overall the time remains the same from 9 a.m. to 11:30 and 11:55 p.m. and the lot size is 50, which we discussed. The tick size is 1 rupee. At every 1 rupee, it is a plus minus of 50. Next slide, please. Yes, you can see the overall margin thing overall. So yes, overall margin percentage and all you can see. So if you can see the price, how the price is getting decided in electricity future. So it is based on the 3 power exchanges weighted average prices which we calculated. So we take the weighted average price of the Hindustan Power Exchange, Indian IEX Power Exchange, and HPX Power Exchange. Again, the whole day, the prices are different. So we take the VWAP of it in the 24 hours. We take the VWAP of 96 blocks at every 15 minutes, and we take the VWAP of all the renewable, non-renewable charges to get the fair prices. So if you see the price at NSC for the electricity and other exchange, it would differ. It would differ because we take the underlying prices of three power exchanges to get the fair prices. This is what the main logic is. With this, I would like to conclude my session over here, and I would like to open it for if any question remaining. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, this is, yeah, this slide you can show how the participation has been coming. Last one after this slide.
Yeah. So just a couple of questions, Mr. Mayank.
Yeah.
Who are the main participants in the electricity futures on the NSE? Are they
Okay.
hedgers, institution, or retail traders?
Okay. So majorly we have traders, hedgers. There are few institutions and power companies too. But the major player which has started their journey are the traders and hedgers. There are a few companies who have the major consumption of the electricity. They have also started participating it. Yes.
How does seasonal changes affect electricity future prices on the NSE?
Yes, very good question. I was expecting this. That's why I'm not taken actually. So it's very simple. If you see the overall weather condition, seasonal change, it is really impacting. I will take few example over here to answer your question, and it would cover another few of the areas also to have the better view for the traders. If I take the example of the if we have the heavy sun coming in, or say we can take the example of summer season where we have a better hit very so it can have a good generation of electricity to the solar uh, things. So we will get the better supply of it. So it will again if we have the better supply, again the demand is intact, so again the price can, it can impact the prices. At the same time, if we have a heavy rain, but at the same time logistics also get affected, as we used to अगर हमने देखा कि आज से कुछ महीने पहले there were the situation where there were heavy flood in north east area, जब बहुत ही ज्यादा रेनी वाला माहौल था, the rainy season has got extended, but तब जब सामने उतना लॉजिस्टिक्स भी वर्क नहीं कर रहा था, so it got affected to the logistics also. Many of the few companies also whose supply got disrupted. सामने डिमांड उतनी आ नहीं रही थी, बट द सप्लाई उतना ये था रेडी था, बट डिमांड नहीं आ रही थी. सो द प्राइस ऑफ द इलेक्ट्रिसिटी स्टार्टेड कमिंग डाउन. सो दिस काइंड ऑफ द सिचुएशन, चेंज ऑफ द वेदर is definitely affecting the electricity prices.
Okay.
Of the spot prices, and the spot prices is being you can track the spot prices through these three of the website whose reference I am giving you. Number one is IEX, Indian Energy Exchange. Number two, Power Exchange of India Limited, and number three, Hindustan Power Exchange.
Okay.
Yes.
What is the margin requirement for electricity futures on the NSE?
Sure. So I'll give you that margin requirement through this slide. Can you please change the slide to the next one after this slide? Yeah, you can see the margin requirement is over here.
Okay.
So it's roughly 12%, but it varies when the margin is minimum 10% plus ELM. So it varies depend on the volatility. But if the value terms, if I can tell you, it's roughly near about 35-40,000 margin it comes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you think electricity futures trading is more suitable for positional traders or intraday traders, and why?
Sure. So it's suitable for both. Purely depend on what the trend is and what their view is. It's purely depend on that. But yes, those who have the fundamental studies of it, the successful players are more of positional rather than only hardcore intraday players. But it again, the scenario varies, depends on purely on opportunity. There were time. I can tell you the example when it got launched, it was about 4400. Then again, we have seen the trend is going continuously down, and we have seen the low of 2950 kind of low also in the prices. And again, the demand has started picking up, and now again the price has gone up when where we had started with 4300, it has crossed. So it's purely depend on the trend, the fundamental reason which we able to grab it. So it's suitable for all.
And are there any position limits or risk controls in electricity futures that retail traders need to be aware of?
Yeah. So that I will come to you separately on this, because it has a certain limit in which they have to trade. If I can tell you that exactly, I'll come to you separately on this. Yeah.
Okay. Now, finally, I just want this couple of things. What are the most common mistakes that retail traders actually make while trading crude oil or electricity futures?
Okay. Okay. Fine. So ideally, the most common thing which we get the feedback were not following the stop losses, were the most common thing. Secondly, not following the fundamentals of it and the factors affecting of it. If we do the due diligence, due studies of it, then definitely it can help you to get the grip over it. So the stop loss, I can tell one of the reason. Second, the view, we do not get the exact proper view to grab the trend. That can be one of the reason. But by working on this, and there can be some other factors also which can affects, yeah, to get into those mistakes. Yeah.
All right. Mayank, would you like to share anything else around crude oil options and electricity futures from any of the
Sure.
slides that we've missed?
Sure. So other than slide, I would like to share one thing for
Yes.
my trader friends, all my trader friends, that see, there are many strategies which you would be doing it. But if you observe the trend of the crude by nature, if you can grab the positional and broader trend, so it would support you to get the better view. If I can share you with the example and based on the feedback of the market, if you can track, it's more of, if you can track the monthly trend or say weekly trend, it's more of, it's like a range bound, more of, sometime it's trendical based on the factors which keeps changing. If we keep eye on it, you will able to grab the trend. Same way with electricity also, if you see, you will you can track the some fundamental parameters, which states generate the highest, where is the major demand of the consumption of the electricity, what all factors. If we see the recent last past 2 weeks trend of the electricity, where the sudden demand of the electricity has shot up, because we all had the vacation time and we all used to see the light everywhere, the lightings were there. Like we used to means manufacturing activity has also gone up based on certain demand. So again, it has affected the price.
Yeah.
So that's why the price has gone up. So with this kind of small data, no, our traders can grab the opportunity. Yeah. But
Absolutely.
always, yes, uh, although the trend is your friend, but always follow the stop loss and have the sufficient data facts which can help you to ease out your trading journey.
Absolutely. All right.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mayank, for
Yeah.
walking us through this fascinating and often misunderstood world of commodity and electricity futures. So this
Yeah.
session has been incredibly insightful for both beginners and seasoned market participants. And to all our attendees, thank you for your time and curiosity. And we hope this session empowers you to explore commodity trading more confidently. So stay tuned for more knowledge-packed webinars from FYERS. Until then, happy learning and smart trading.
Thank you. Thanks everyone for joining.